scheduled. We are live. Come on in, everybody. We see you out there. Come on in.
Howdy, howdy.
Brian Germain's in the house today. Actually got up early. Appreciate you being here.
Yeah. I'm usually streaming later too, so I usually sleep in a little bit longer so I can stream later. But today I don't have to stream, thank goodness.
You can always take a nap if you have to. That's my motto.
Sleep when I'm dead.
That too.
No rest
Folks,
for the wicked. All that good stuff.
Yeah,
we got some great stuff to look at today. We're really glad that you're here, and got a little bit more Jack Kirby. We'll get into that here in a second. Let me run the opening, and we'll get this show on the road. Come on in, everybody. Chat is live. Chat is live. Feel free to contribute. He said stalling for time as he looks for the opening. Here we are. All right, here we go.
What was that? This is not a charade. We need total concentration. Now, once again, this time, with theory.
Holy shit. That is the craziest thing I have ever seen. And I'm Dennis Quaid, and Dennis Quaid has seen some shit.
Arrowcomics.store, folks. You can catch a lot of great books over there. Arrow Comics, ever expanding. There's a lot more on the way. And now we have a subscription service where you can get some great Arrow Comics at a low monthly fee. So go over there and check that out, folks. I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman. I am editor-in-chief, more or less, of Arrowcomics.store. Like to make all sorts of different comics. And over there you can find Calico. It's a fantasy book that I did, and Alice in Chains, which is a great kind of a horrific superhero story that I created and wrote. The Fool, with great artwork by Chris Tyson's over there as well. I want you to go over there and take a look at the variety of products and the great stuff you can find over Arrow Comics. And soon there will be apparel available as well. And this year we will be really expanding. If you didn't get a chance to get in on the Shadow Kingdom campaign, which is currently being printed over here in the States, and it's fulfilled over across the pond, as they would say. There will be a few copies, very few copies, but a few copies available over at the Arrowcomics.store for your purchase. So once everything's fulfilled, and we will make an announcement about that being available. Really glad that you're here. This is Comics by Night for the 7th of June already. 2024 already. Also joining me this morning is Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, introduce yourself.
Hi everybody, my name is Glenn Fleming. I'm a writer, artist, and publisher, and I'd just like to point out that it'll soon be Christmas.
Yeah.
If you go to Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and excuse me, New Haven Publishing, you can pick up a copy of my book about my visits to see Jack Kirby at his home in 1988 and 1991. I also publish Comics Unlimited, which is a 100-page magazine about comics, which comes out periodically, which is a running joke. And if you go to funmycomic.com, you can pick up a copy of my Hatch Annotated, which features the origins and life of my character Hatch. And if you go to Amazon, you can find my other 11 books that are published, science fiction, children's books, all kinds of stuff.
Go over there and take a look at Comics Unlimited, folks. It's worth your time. Also joining us this morning in a rare special appearance, Mr. Brian Germain. Brian, introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Brian Germain. I'm an artist slash publisher, and I do really good at pretending that I'm a writer, or at least I tell myself that so I can sleep at night. And you can usually find me these days, though, over at Action Surge 5e, streaming Dungeons and Dragons live playthroughs. So that's what I've been doing a lot lately, and doing my art stuff, when I'm not on stream. So
Cool.
that's about it. Action Surge 5e is over on Twitch, and it's at Action Surge 5e on YouTube.
Great. There, I just switched my Facebook around, so we're live over on Facebook as well. Come on in, folks.
Are we on the Sunday Funnies page? Is that where we're at on Facebook?
On what?
Sunday
No,
Funnies
on
or
the
Comic Con
Randy Zimmerman
Zimmerman,
Facebook
okay.
page. Yeah.
Got
I don't have a Sunday Funnies page over on Facebook. I probably should.
You do.
Huh?
You do. Or
No,
at
I
least
don't.
it's got your logo.
There's an event page over there.
Okay,
Because-
somebody's got it's a group. It's a group. Okay.
Yeah, there's a Sunday Funnies group. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not everybody's only the folks that we want to talk to are allowed in there. Or that we want to have on the show.
Arishem. Is that no, that's Arishem, is it?
Arishem, yeah.
Yeah, it is Arishem. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
At least that's the way I'd say it.
The judge.
We are looking at the Marvel Legacy of Jack Kirby today, folks. We looked at it last week and got as far as Fantastic Four #1.
Good place to start part 2.
That's what we figured. Good place to stop and start part 2. So Dave is in the house. Dave, how you doing? Genuine Comics. Good morning.
Morning, Dave.
Good morning, Dave. Good to see you there. The Marvel Legacy of Jack Kirby, as printed by I don't know.
I don't know why that printed 3 times for me. I don't know. That was weird.
It's a great book, a great hardbound. We'll pick this up from Ollie's. I think Marvel picked it out, actually, probably.
Yep.
It looked like-
Joe Quesada intro.
Yeah. Must be what it was.
Somewhat recent. Right? Must be somewhat recent.
I think it's 2000
That cover, that Fantastic Four #1, the Mole Man cover there that you were just showing. That's
2015. 2015.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's not too long ago.
No.
That cover right there, that's like my second all-time favorite cover.
Really?
Yep. That and Spider-Man No More is my #1.
Oh, yeah. Whereas costumes in the trash can.
Yep.
Yeah, classic stuff. FF1.
I'm sure
Right.
we'll see it later, but my favourite cover of the FF is it? I'm not sure which one. Is it 72, the one with the surfer on?
Yeah.
Fantastic Four on the cover of their own magazine. But anyway,
Yeah.
There we go. The Marvel Age, King Kirby, 61 to 70. Here's the cover for FF3.
Yep, that's also another good iconic one. Flying bathtub.
Fantastic car.
Considering Kirby's design props, that Fantastic Car's got to be one of the worst things ever designed, doesn't it? The stuff. I mean, look at the buildings behind it, even more detailed than that flying bathtub,
He probably come up with it in the shower.
He probably drew it when he was in the shower.
They need a fantastic car. I see this little bar of soap here. Yeah. I could split that up into 4 pieces. I just like the thought that you could split it up into 4 pieces. And the Human Torch really didn't need it because he could fly anyway. Pinups. Look at that thing.
Yeah, he changes a lot, doesn't he?
He does.
With his trunks on. It's funny when you look at Johnny Storm there. It looks like he's about 11, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It looks like he's at one of those kid gangs that Kirby drew.
Maybe just a little older.
All right, 12 then.
He was in his teens anyway, right? 16,
Allegedly.
17. Yeah,
Yeah.
when he first started. There we are. It's good morning, all. Oh, that's Brian.
Yeah, it came up 3 times. I don't know why.
Morning, good morning, all. Good morning, all. Yeah.
You can also find me at that on YouTube too, at Dark Elf Designs. I do all kinds of weird stuff over there, drawing and my kid playing some video games or me playing video games. I don't know, just anything weird and random.
Into the right place.
Yeah.
Was this Sol Brodsky ink in this stuff? Or it's not Dick Hayes, is it?
I'm not sure. Yeah,
inking?
Sal Brodsky. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
They're not sure who did the thing here, but Sal did the torch.
Yeah. Because as I remember, issue 1, everybody got their hands on it. I think it was it's one of the letters, either Artie Simek or Sam Rosen did some of the backgrounds or something. Everybody is on that. Sol Brodsky, everyone. It looks like Reed Richards there looks like Michael Rene, doesn't he? In the Day the Earth Stood Still.
Yeah, he does quite a bit. Charles Santino in the house. Charles, good to have you around. So there is speculation that those pinups were the original character pitch design, and that the torch was later fixed up to look more like he did when that pinup was published.
All right. Why don't you come in, Charles?
Charles is probably not quite awake yet this morning. 5 a.m. is a rough time to be getting up. FF pinup page here.
Lots
Group
of
shot.
pinups.
Well, that's what they used to fill the annuals with.
Yeah.
In the back. The story ran however long it ran, and then they put pinups in the back. It's the torch welding. Everybody's showing off their stuff. Top and middle. This is from FF number 4. Cool. This will cool you off, kid, brother. Oh, Sue, I was just having a little fun. More thing.
The thing is, this year, how does Sue Storm make her costume go invisible if she just goes invisible? Or is
that was explained away as Reed developing unstable molecules.
Yeah, unstable molecules.
So why don't they all just be invisible then?
Well, that's how Reed is able to stretch, and Torch's costume doesn't burn off.
Yeah, the unstable molecules only conform to whatever power they have. So
right. So Ben's pants don't split because he's tough guy.
Although since Johnny's uniform turns into flames and Sue's turns invisible, I kind of think that Ben should just turn into rock.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, they should. Yeah.
Charles says not even close to being awake.
Right. Okay.
Oh yeah. First return transition. Yeah.
Look at that coloring.
Yeah, that's really kind of cool considering the limited palette they
Yeah.
had back then.
Yeah. You know, I'm going to say something really awful now. Ben Grimm in this incarnation isn't much better looking when he's normal, is he?
Yeah. No.
He kind of never was, I think, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Classic covers here, folks.
Now that cover there with the Hulk is George Roussos, isn't it? Does it say it? Yes, it does. I got it right. George Roussos. Yeah, I remember that because I remember seeing that around that time and thinking, no, the left one.
Dick Ayers here. Yeah, so over here.
And what a great drawing it obviously is, but how badly inked it was.
Yeah.
I thought that when I was a kid. And I remember seeing, I think Joe Sinnott was doing other stuff. He'd done Fantastic Four 5. They should have kept him on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they got Dick Ayers to come in there. Dick Ayers is a good
Oddly
English
enough, now
name.
that Glenn said something, now I can't help but think of if all the Fantastic Four characters were based on the Day of the Earth Stood Still characters, you know.
Yeah.
So, like Sue Storm would be Patricia Neal, and Ben would be Hugh Marlowe, and Johnny would be the like House Peters, maybe somebody like
Yeah.
that,
I know what you mean, yeah.
or even somebody younger, something.
Yeah. I'll be listening to it. Chick Stone as well. Chick Stone was a good inker on Kirby.
The Origin of Doctor Doom.
Yeah, that's cool.
Love that pose.
It's great, isn't it?
Just a great character, very underused, in the right way, I should say. So easy to abuse him.
Yeah. Born out of a tiger tank.
Dave says, which writer expanded Sue's ability with invisible force fields? Was it John Byrne? No, it was Kirby and Lee. She had force fields there before. She just wasn't using them to fly or do other stuff. Byrne brought level of imagination to Storm that she hadn't used before. She figured out she could pick herself up, and there were a lot of other different uses once she set her imagination open on it, on the powers. How many toes, Hulk? Charles says there's about 4 there. I think there's about 3 here. So I think it all depended on how mad Hulk was, how many toes he
same with Ben. The same with Ben though. He's only got 3 toes on that cover.
The more mad the Hulk was, the less toes he had.
Yeah.
The more primitive he became. He just didn't count him.
Because we know primitive people have less toes.
Yeah. Black Angus in the house. Sup? Out to head to work. Black Angus, good to see you here.
On that one.
Yeah, have a good day at work, man. We're archived here at the Indie Comics Network, Randy Zim YouTube channel, and the Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel as well. So you can watch us at your leisure. We've built up quite an archive, folks. So go over there and enjoy. Lots of great comic stuff that we've looked at over the last year and a half. More pinups. Should say more great pinups.
Yeah.
My original introduction to the Fantastic Four was the great Hanna-Barbera cartoon that they did.
Oh, right, with Herbie.
Yeah, no, long before Herbie.
Oh, for the first one. Okay. I was like,
Herbie was an embarrassment. Oh, that was terrible.
The first one I saw. I think it's issue 37. It's Behold a Distant Star.
Okay.
That was the first one I saw.
The cool thing about the old Hanna-Barbera cartoon is they took actual issues and turned them into episodes. So they stayed pretty faithful to the comic.
Yeah.
Right. See,
except for
Sorry,
the crossover with Submariner, because he was a separate entity and had his own cartoon. At that point, they had to substitute him with a Titan, I think, or Triton character, something like that. Titan.
Or Triton Inhumanoids, or not Inhumanoids, Inhumans, Triton, maybe?
Not kind of a cross between that and Submariner. They kept the Submariner story. They just had to change the character because they couldn't use Submariner.
Look at that drawing of the Mad Thinker there, bottom right. If that's not a self-portrait of Kirby, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
He's been a bit harsh on himself, but it's just Kirby, isn't it? I bet he's looking in the mirror there. I bet he's looking in the mirror drawing that.
Could be. Possible Man, Mr. Mxyzptlk of the FF universe.
I really wanted to see a Puppet Master thing in the movies, but I doubt we will. But
yeah.
Miracle Man looks like the wizard, it says.
Almost looks like the
Charles
Mandarin.
said.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why I was thinking that I'd also really like to see Frightful Four in a Fantastic Four movie eventually.
Yeah.
But
That'll be
not chop a hair off.
Yeah. That'll be a small miracle.
Right.
If you'd ever see that.
Yeah.
Look at that machine there.
There's the revised Fantastic car here.
That's a lot better, isn't it?
Yep.
A lot more fun than a bathtub or a bar of soap. Yeah. Black says, I detract so much. It's nice to take a break once in a while and listen to joy. There you are. That's the idea here. Show off the good stuff. Talk positively about comics.
Trying to remember that gun that he's got there, that Reed's got there, what it was.
I don't think it's anything, is it? I think it's just a pin-up.
I thought there was a specific thing that it was like it sent people to the negative zone or something. I can't remember, but all I can think of is the ultimate nullifier, but that was a Galactus's weapon. So
yeah,
that was incredibly small too.
Yeah. I know that's not it, so I just like.
That's exactly how I'd reboot the Marvel universe at this point. I'd have a big fight, and the ultimate nullifier comes out, and Howard the Duck grabs it and hits it.
Accidentally shoots it off somewhere.
That's how I thought Infinity War was going to end.
Asbestos Man. Does he die of cancer later?
You've seen the rumors how they're ending Deadpool versus Wolverine, haven't you?
No. I know there's like multiverse X crossover things.
Well, they're saying now that Wolverine and Deadpool pop through a portal right at Endgame. The crowd is all coming out, and that right at the very end of the battle, Deadpool's going to snatch the gauntlet off of Tony Stark's hand, put it on, and reconstruct the universe.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
And then Robert Downey Jr. will come back, and there'll be an Iron Man 4 announcement.
That would be pretty cool, but I don't know. It might happen.
No, that would be too cool. I'd be expecting too much from the guys that are up there, people that are up there now trying to do Marvel movies without reading the comics. Strange Tales. Look at that. My flames don't affect the asbestos man. Looks like curtains for your favorite teenager, namely me.
So did people actually ever talk like that in real life? Or only on TV and in comics?
Yeah.
In Stan's mind, they did. Yeah. Marvel Comics Group ushers in the Marvel Age of Comics. Says so right there.
Nice.
Such great stuff, though. Even
they need to do a updated
man.
Yeah, they need to do an updated Asbestos Man story where he's dying of cancer.
Yeah.
His asbestos,
He passed quite a while ago.
Oh well,
See, I always thought Paste Pot Pete was a great character, and they spoiled him when they turned him into Trapster and gave him a nice suit. And it doesn't. I mean, it's absurd that Paste Pot Pete, but I think he's brilliant as well at the same time.
What do you do? I got a gun that shoots paste. Oh, cool.
No, really. What do you do?
Yeah. I got to carry a big pot with me wherever I go. So I have plenty of ammo.
Look at that Captain America cover there. That Strange Tales. How good is that?
That's
It's fantastic, isn't it?
That's them seeing if anybody remembered Captain America, if it affected sales at all. What a great story. Black says, I miss Infinity War and Endgame. So satisfying for me. Yeah, same here. It's the end of an era, that's for sure. The start of an error. Yeah, they nailed Thanos. Iron Man 4 would break the internet, probably. That's what I always
if
thought.
it had Robert Downey Jr. in it, yes.
Yeah. I always thought there was a great movie in there of Armor Wars with Titanium Man and
Crimson Dynamo.
Crimson Dynamo. Yeah.
Yep. They can even throw the Ironmonger back in there.
Thinking Spy Master and Black Widow could be part of it. It'd be great. Stark Tech ends up being stolen by the Russians. Here's the Watcher. Look at that blue spot on the moon.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Look at those folds on that cloak. Oh, they're
Yeah.
fantastic.
It's great.
It's like
You know, at the
MODOK,
time-
MODOK with a body.
Like what?
MODOK with a body.
MODOK.
The Watcher.
Yeah. And at this point, they're just making stuff up, just to fill comic pages. They had no idea. It turned into a huge legacy.
I really do like how they did. I mean, I know I'm probably like in the vast minority, but I really do like how they did MODOK in Quantumania.
Oh, no.
It gave me a giggle. I was like, I liked it better in the was it Seth Green that does the MODOK series or whatever, but it gave me a giggle in that Quantumania, man. It's like, really? Is that where you went with that?
It's kind of blasphemy to me. I was just cringing all the way through it.
Like I said, I know I'm in the minority.
So the reason why we don't get a Submariner movie, this guy here.
Atuma.
Yeah, they were going to have Arnold Schwarzenegger play it, but he didn't want to say he was a Tuma.
I'm not a Tuma.
I'm a Tuma. Anyway. Yeah. Submariner, what a mess. Black Panther 2. Little hummingbird wings on his ankles.
Yeah.
You ever see that?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I watched it once. That was enough. Another cringe fest.
How's
He
that,
didn't even have a swimmer's body. Anyway, you were saying, Glenn?
Have they released the Amber Heard one? Yeah, is she in it?
Oh yeah,
Aquaman.
that
Is
came
that
and
out?
went at the theater real quick,
All right. What did they cut her out?
as
No,
much
left
as they
her in there.
could.
Oh
But
yeah,
she's in.
they
Yeah,
left her in there a
she's
little
still in
bit.
it.
I mean, I know that's not Marvel, but Prince Namor just reminded me about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet, but I mean, like, I feel like Aquaman 1 being as awesome as it was kind of a fluke to begin with. I mean, like,
Is she
he's
in
literally
that?
like,
Yeah, she is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's regardless of her, Aquaman is kind of like, I think only Jason Momoa could have pulled that off, like he did. Because Aquaman is kind of like, I don't know, the worst guy to make a movie about as your best movie.
That's why they had to do it, because it had turned into such a joke.
Yeah.
The character had. So
Yeah, and it was really to me so far has been DC's best movie, like that's been out since the new stuff,
Yep, I have to agree. Side of Superman 1.
Yeah.
Hate monger.
Yeah.
And Sue with a new haircut.
Yeah.
Look at that mouth on Ben on next to the hate monger there. Look at it. What's he doing? What a
Yelling?
strange mouth. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pre teeth thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's getting his the ridge on his forehead, isn't he?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, George Bell. Thinking.
Yeah. I wonder if Roz came home with a haircut like that, and Jack put it on Sue Storm.
I don't know. That's kind of the cut of the day, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's grown it out a little more.
It was kind of like a beehive kind of thing. Is that what they call it?
It's cut it short with a little styling on top. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's at the wedding here.
Yeah, I think so. Or maybe not. Is it?
No. Frightful 4. Sit interior. FF34. No. That's for that. That's got to be for
You know,
this.
you see that Frightful 4 splash page there, that expression on Reed's face, it could be not Brandette, couldn't it?
Yeah.
And with
Yeah,
Chick
it sure
Stone doing the sort of cartoony inking that he does, that
Mhm.
could be out of not Brandette. I love that
Yeah.
line Chick Stone does around his figures, that holding line. It's really great.
Dave says Paste Pot Pete is great. I liked him being part of the Frightful 4, though I never understood why Medusa was a member. Because she was there. They needed somebody.
She was infiltrating them.
They really
She was-
messed up WandaVision, not
she
adapting
had-
House of M. Yeah.
She had to be the anti-Sue.
Black says, who else is on the panel? It's me, Randy Zimmerman. Glenn Fleming is here today, and Brian Germain is in the house. Speaking of Medusa.
Yeah.
That's Medusa, isn't it? And they're going to chop her. It's like, I couldn't believe that. I haven't seen it, I must admit, but when I found out they chopped her hair off, I thought, well, I won't bother. What's the point?
Yeah.
It's like having Mr. Fantastic in it and not stretching, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know they already got him in the what you want to call it, the Moon Knight series, but I think it would be cool if Ethan Hawke played the wizard.
Yeah.
He plays a pretty kind of almost scary-ish bad guy. Very creepy-ish, you know?
Yeah.
I'd rather they got unknowns, like they did in Star Wars for the.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool too. But I mean,
because I think it works better when you don't know who they are. I know Alec Guinness was in Star Wars, but
Mhm.
it was mainly unknowns, wasn't it? Or not too well known. Let's put it that way.
Well,
Yeah.
Alec Guinness was kind of an unknown over here before he did it.
right.
Right.
And I was gonna say, and even by the time he did that, he was already, a little bit older. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Great story of his pay on that, wasn't there? Have you heard that? I read somewhere that he did it for rate, whatever that is. That
Mhm.
Lucas had a word with him. He didn't like the script. He thought it was awful, but he did it, and he took 2% of the gross or something.
so,
And
so
It
So
made him 3 times as much money as he made with all his films before or something.
Yeah. Crazy money.
Yeah.
So one of the things with Medusa in the comics, like in canon, like she wasn't there originally on her own. Like the wizard had done something with a machine or something that like basically made her have to stay with the team, kind of thing.
They just she was just kind of there.
Yeah, he found her on an island or
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah. And they didn't have the whole Inhumans angle there for quite a while.
Right, yeah, she wouldn't have
After.
been even considered an Inhuman at that time, I don't think, because
Yeah.
they didn't have that.
Interesting.
Isn't it funny how it can't be a coincidence how they change the most fantastic characters in these films? The best ones, they change them a lot. Like they chop her hair off, which is the point of the character.
Yeah, they did that to save their budget, so they didn't have to animate her hair.
Well, don't put her in it then.
Yeah. Figure out how to do it cheaper. That's And again, it goes against the character. You chop her hair off, she's got control over her follicles, not her hair, so she'd just grow it right back.
Yeah.
That would have been a lot more fun thing to do. You know, Maximus thinks he's getting his revenge by shaving her head. She looks at him and laughs and just grows the hair back.
Yeah. Because I mean, there's been multiple times in the comics when she's grown her hair longer and or shorter for her own purposes.
Yeah. Great splash here, though.
Yeah, fabulous, isn't it, Mark?
Lots going on. More pinups. FF41.
Wow.
Didn't the hate monger also turn out to be like Adolf Hitler or something at some point?
I think it was a Hitler clone, wasn't he?
Or something like that. Yeah.
Not in the Kirby comic, I know, but
Yeah.
lesser imagination.
There you go. Yep. I always loved these pinups, the different villains.
Yeah.
It's always great.
And I think Rama Tut was eventually like retconned to be like one of Kang's incarnations, maybe.
There's I think it's in one of the annuals. There's a fantastic ramble about Rama Tut being Doctor Doom in the past.
Yeah.
And it's the most. I'm gonna write an article about it for Comics Unlimited because it's the most incredible panel, incredible dialogue of it. It's they're saying things like, "So you are me, that means I am you, therefore we are all together." You know what I mean? It's this.
That's funny. Yeah.
And it's just what are you talking about?
I like how.
Go ahead, Brian.
Well, I was just gonna say I like how Molecule Man. Like he eventually turned out to be one of the most powerful guys in the whole, comic universe, and eventually he, spoiler alert, 30 years later, but eventually he turns himself into a cosmic cube, which is essentially the birth eggs of the Beyonder people.
Oh,
yeah.
God. No wonder I don't read them anymore.
It's old issues though. We're always so much fun.
I think actually, I don't think he turned himself into it. I think somebody else. I think they forced him to turn into it somehow. I don't know, but it's pretty crazy anyway. But until Franklin came along, I think he was probably the most powerful character in the Marvel universe.
All right, Blake. I guess.
That's got to be the funniest comment ever.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's one for the underground comic Sex Lives of the Superheroes. Yeah.
Follow that.
There you go. Speaking of the Inhumans.
She looks pretty glum, doesn't she?
Yeah, look at that. It's great. Among Us hide the Inhumans.
Joe's in it.
Yeah. Those who would destroy us.
The title shouldn't be Those Who Would Destroy Us. It should be At Last, Joe Sinnott. And Sue looks like she just got out of the shower on the cover there, doesn't she, with her hair? Something's gone wrong with it.
She's got a little curl at the bottom of it.
Yeah. Got that whack. That's a great shot of the torch from the back at the bottom of the splash page, isn't it? From the way you can tell he's coming round, he's orbiting. That's fantastic. Bam. They like a good fist fight, don't they, in Kirby comics?
Mm-hmm.
I just remember when Doctor Doom stole the Surface Power, and instead of just turning them all to dust, he decided to have a fist fight with Ben, didn't he?
Yeah.
He can destroy planets in the blink of an eye, and he wants a fight.
What you're seeing there is one of comics' richest guys punching one of comics' poorest guys.
Ben, are you hurt?
Only my pride, lady. Reed signaled me to butt out till we see what Black Bolt can do against Benji. But I better not hold off any longer. Yeah. Here, Reed's thinking he's as dangerous as I feared. He managed to stagger the thing with one blow. Great stuff.
Oh, there's an iconic image
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
That cover there.
I think there's only about 3 images in the entire 40 years of Kirby that aren't iconic.
That's very true.
All those millions of panels he drew. There's only 3 that are like, well, you know.
Beware the hidden land.
Well, I know it's definitely something worth, like if you look at it like this, like where this beware the hidden land, that layout and that composition there
Yeah.
is definitely worth it, and probably has been, kind of riffed off like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just that perspective and that kind of similar composition.
They didn't consciously did it. They do it subconsciously because they, anybody
Right.
who read all these books when they were kids.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. Lex is no joke. I'm a Bushman. All right. We all have our favorite beers. Yeah. Silver Surfer.
Oh wow. Yep. That's cool.
I think, didn't they turn this into a black light poster? Pretty sure they did.
Now I want that black light poster. Thanks, Randy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have
Good
to
luck.
go out- I have to go out and buy a black light and find that black light poster for $1 billion on eBay.
That's about what it is anymore. It's in the high hundreds. That's for sure. I saw one at a show even 15, 20 years ago. And it was $800, $600.
Yeah,
It's like, holy crap. Well, you'd get those posters and you tack them on your wall, and
Yep.
it's almost impossible to find any in mint anymore unless they've stashed them this whole time. They did a reprint run of all of those posters too, and those are still valuable. It's crazy. It's the coming of Galactus.
I like the way the Watcher is sometimes 6 feet tall and sometimes he's 60 feet tall.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, just to fit the drama.
Another great panel here.
Fantastic, isn't it?
It was always fun. I didn't realize until later how absurd it was for Galactus to have a G on his chest.
Yeah. And no pants on again.
Yeah. Doesn't need pants when you've got such a great helmet.
And what is he now? A cloud?
Well, only in the second Fantastic Four movie. Yeah. Says, to me, the Silver Surfer is the coolest superhero character ever created. The simplicity of the concept is brilliance. Yep. Sure is, Dave. There's a lot of that's just
And he's probably
genius level.
just kind of sitting on the beach one day watching people surf and said, "Hey, you know what?
He's out in California. It's almost time for the Academy Awards.
Yeah." And he was
They
like,
put
it'd be
Oscar on a
cool."
surfboard. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's riding the cosmic waves.
Yeah.
You can read the story in my book, folks.
So did he put this photo together?
Yeah. It's on a separate sheet. I've seen the artwork of that. It's just obviously Reed and the word balloon. And then there's a
Okay.
separate sheet, which is that collage that Kirby's done. Yeah, just cut bits out of magazines and stuck them together with the instruction to, drop it behind the character in the bubble.
Yeah.
That's cool too, because it gives it a almost more 3D feel to it.
Yeah,
especially with that optical illusion thing going around in the bottom there.
yeah.
Yeah. Very mod.
You can see where Steranko had seen this, can't you?
Yeah.
There's also, is it Marie Severin color in this? Because that previous page there with the red, where he's going into the negative zone, that red, just that red, like an instant energy blast, is incredible. I think it's either, is it Stan G color in this, or is it Marie Severin? One of those, I think.
I am not sure.
But whoever did that, it's like it reminds me that just that total red reminds me of that X-Men cover. Is it the Sentinels?
Yeah.
Where it's just red. Brilliant. Whoever thought of that, just brilliant.
Well, at that point, they were more concerned about how it stood out at the newsstand. So you get something with all that kind of detail,
and
just put one color on it, and it sings.
Yeah, I just wonder if they had to have it out tomorrow. You know,
that could be too.
They didn't have time.
Two more.
This Man, This Monster, the best comic story ever written, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Just one issue in between the Inhumans and the Black Panther. Just a little pause, but what a fantastic story. If there was one comic I'd like all the artwork for, it's that FF51. Yeah. And I suppose somebody's got that somewhere. Well, give it me.
Iconic 52.
Yeah, even the Silver Surfer poster, you can get them like cheaper, but they're fakes or copies or something like that. But normally anywhere between 400 and $1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian in the house. I wear a fez on my broadcast, and I don't need pants. He says, "Okay, come on in, Brian. You're welcome. You know where the link is. It's in the Sunday Funnies group on Facebook. Links there. Come on in. I have a double Brian podcast today.
It's a double Brian weekend.
Sweet.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Wouldn't you just love to be looking over Jack's shoulder while he's drawing this?
Yeah.
Just stand there for 40 years and watch him draw, you know. It's just fabulous, isn't it?
Now the stars of our show, double pager. You've been demanding. It's only the Titanic talent. Jack Kirby could portray them. Yeah.
And it has to have words on it so the writer gets paid.
Right, that's Stan. Yeah. Welcome to the wonderful world of the Fantastic Four.
Embellished by the ever exciting Joseph. What does that mean? The ever exciting. Oh, that's just fantastic. Imagine having that on your wall. Your artwork for that.
It's a true crotch rocket right there. That's funny too.
Rocket skis.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the biggest, one of the greatest things about the Fantastic Four was the humor with Ben.
Yeah.
The humor, you know, and it really, like, there's one episode one splash page where he's dancing, isn't there, with Alicia? He's just dancing. He's got a suit on and he's dancing, and then the one about when they tell him that Franklin's middle name is Benjamin. Just great humanity in it.
Yeah. That was the whole idea of the FF, though, was the family dynamic.
Yeah, it's like you
interplay.
Yeah, one page they'll be battling somebody like Galactus, who's obviously very dangerous because he's going to eat the planet, and then the next page you'll have Johnny doing some prank on Ben. You know, he's just
yeah.
crazy.
Yep. Baxter building here.
Yeah, those fantastic buildings that Kirby does.
Yep.
You can see he was paying attention when he was growing up, can't you?
Yeah. You can see the jet trails of the skis
Yeah.
here, back here.
It's great.
Just great. Yeah. So much fun.
Ooh.
Yeah, look at that. Look at the perspective on that one there, on the left
Yeah.
there. Wow. Oh, it's
Being joined now by the second Brian K. Morris.
Hey, Brian. What's up,
Right,
Brian?
the second Brian.
It's right. Good
Actually,
morning, everyone.
Technically,
Brian.
I would be the second Brian, probably, but you know.
Okay.
You can be the first Brian. I'll be BKM. How's that?
All right, that's fine. I'm good with you there.
There you go.
BKM. Introduce yourself to the audience, Brian. It's been a while since you've been here.
I know, but everyone's luck just ran out this morning. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm Brian K. Morris, publisher, award-winning writer, YouTube famous broadcaster, and former mortician's assistant. And I write books such as the nonfiction series about the Batman's 66 TV show. My own book here, The Terror, is based on the Black Terror that's destroying the childhoods of Golden Age fanboys everywhere. Plus, we do a variety of things for other companies, and hashtag always promote. And I'm glad to be back, Randy. How y'all doing?
Good.
Good.
I see you're talking about one of the more obscure artists in comics. I see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, actually, I have this book, and oh my god, I look at it as Marvel atoning for the way it treated Jack all those years. So
Tempting.
Well, he's
Yeah.
got 4 cosmic cubes there.
He does.
Yeah,
He just keeps them there in a little storage room. Brings them out when he needs them. Yeah.
typical fanboy has to have the whole set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like collecting dice for him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or Pokemon. You know, there's only 180 of them. Let's get them all.
Another couple of great iconic images here.
Look at that.
That one of Silver Surfer up on the top left there, man.
Yeah.
It's just that forced lean, man. It looks like he's gonna fall off the board, yet obviously not. But it's just such a good angle, such a good forced lean.
In this particular story, with Doom taking his power, do you know one of the most powerful things I saw as a kid is when the surfer gets his power back, his surfboard goes back to the castle where he's imprisoned. I think it's the last panel, you see this board going back, returning to him. And I thought,
Right.
wow, how good is that? You know, it's like Doom loses the power and the surfboard just doesn't end up on the floor somewhere, you know. It goes back to him.
Yeah, follows the power cosmic. Yeah.
It's just fantastic.
Yeah.
It's absolutely brilliant.
This story was the first one I remember running across in Marvel's Greatest Comics reprinted,
Oh, yeah.
because I think it was a 3-parter, and I got the first and last part, something like that, and I kept having to try to hunt down the part for the middle. That's when I figured out the whole reprint system that they were doing at that time, that it wasn't in the regular Fantastic Four continuity.
Were you missing these first time around because your mum and dad wouldn't let you buy them?
Yeah, during that period. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I was absorbing Carl Barks at that point. So yeah.
Well, that's not too bad then.
No.
I tell you, if they had canceled Fantastic Four issue 60, I still would have been happy, because that really this story here, I remember buying it on the stands, and it just really seemed to tie the whole series together at that point. And this was kind of like, for me, the pinnacle of, the constant imagination, one new concept after another coming in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You remember the I think it's FF57 Inhumans Break Free, the yellow cover.
Oh yeah.
Remember that one with Black Bolt on? Well, I can tell you a story about that. There was a news agent on the way to school called Pages, Paiges, Pages newspaper, a news agent, and I used to go in there. And I was on my way to school. I'd be about 12. I was on my way to school, and walked in, and the spinner rack was there, and that's the first thing I saw. I was expecting 57 coming along, but there it was. I didn't know what the cover was going to be like, obviously, but it stood out. And I bought it with my lunch money. I didn't have any spending money, only my lunch money, and I went without my lunch that day to get that comic. So,
I'd say you made a good investment.
I think so, yeah. I was scared, you see, that I could have gone home and got some money and gone back the next day, but it might have gone. So, So, so there was only one there, so I thought, well, you know, I'm not going to die. Not if I don't have my lunch, but I'll die if I don't get this.
Doomsday.
Look at that. There you go. That's what I was saying before about he gets the power cosmic and he just decides to have a fist fight with him.
Yeah.
It's clobbering time.
And he makes his hands bigger too in the next panel.
Yeah. So he cheats a bit.
He's a villain, that's why.
And his arms bigger. Fantastic. I'll tell the story again as well. I heard an interview with Joe Sinnott, and he said that, or I read an interview with him, and he said that when he used to get these pages, whatever they were off Jack, you know, whether it was FF or Captain America or whatever, he used to lose an hour of his day just looking at them.
Oh, yeah.
Before he picked up his brush, you know, he just used to look all the way through and just look at them.
That one's also a blacklight poster right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Glenn, there are also stories about, you know, like when the pages would come in from Kirby, all work would stop in the Marvel bullpen.
Yeah.
Everybody was like crowding around, and if Stan rejected a page of Kirby's, which I could scarcely believe, Larry Lieber would like dive into it, like he was throwing himself on a hand grenade and rescue that page and take it home and study. And you know, if you read like his Rawhide Kid, especially, he's one of the better Kirby imitators.
Yeah.
HR in the house with a bunch of icons. Good to see you here, HR.
Yeah, those two Doc pictures on the left where he's fighting the thing are pretty powerful.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's great stuff. Two more great covers.
Wow. Fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
I suppose apart from the editorial staff like Stanley and the people in the office, the other person to be would be the letterer, wouldn't it? To get, because there'd be obviously no lettering on them, so they'd see everything. But when Joe Sinnott got them, they were already lettered.
Yeah,
you know, just to see the raw pencils of it. And then, I mean, imagine. I mean, I know these guys are professionals and everything, and they probably don't even care. But imagine getting a book by Kirby through the post to either letter or ink.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
and you think, oh my God, you know, and like I said, Joe Sinnott just looked at the pages for an hour and lost an hour of his day when a Kirby parcel came through, you know.
Yeah.
And you think, wow. He just stopped whatever he was doing, you know, just to look at it.
And in that time, Kirby drew 2 more new pages where he was at. So
that's right, yeah. That Joe got next week to ink.
Yeah, exactly.
Push him further behind, you know.
Yeah.
There's a great unpublished cover, isn't there, of the Century Sinister for that issue, where the FF are in the foreground with. I seem to remember. So a rejected cover. I don't know whether it's in this book or not, but I think it's been published in 2 more, hasn't it, Brian?
I believe it has. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Yeah.
It's like that. It's like that Thor cover that was rejected. You know that you've seen that one, haven't you, Brian? That's the pencil one. That's incredible. You know.
Yeah, but the thing is, then you see what did get printed, and you understand the thinking, but it's still the original. The first try was still pretty good. So
yeah.
Makes you kind of like wonder why they didn't put it on a different book later or something.
Or maybe even at the back of the book it was published. You know, they changed it and just tell us. They seem pretty good at telling us everything else.
That was 64, right? Fantastic Four 64.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the other cover.
I think I can, like Brian says, I can see why they used this the one published. It's because we don't see his face, and on the other one you do.
Share it through if you can, Brian.
I put it in the chat. I don't know if can I share my screen?
You can share your screen if you can.
Oh yeah, present. There we go. Share screen. There you go. Yeah. There we go. I don't know if it's going to be big enough though. Yeah.
There it is. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, if I zoom in
I think the published one is superior. But if you think about it, that's been inked as well. So the whole process has happened.
Yeah.
You know, the concept, the execution of the pencils, and then the lettering, and then the inking.
Yep.
And then I would be fascinated to know where along the line that was rejected. You know,
I mean, I'm looking at that, and it looks very busy. I think
it does.
One thing, but I think a colorist could have, straightened out like the various planes. The foreground characters, the midground characters, and then the background. But the other one, especially with that use of negative space around the century, I think it makes it a lot more interesting and makes it pop, the figure pop just that much more. Plus, we don't see his face. So
exactly. I think that one is actually a reproduction, isn't it?
I don't know.
Probably.
It was on a site with it. It could be. It was on a site with the.
I think it is because it says lettering on it, and it's not Artie Simek or Sam Rosen, and that's who it would be.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
It tells you down at the bottom there's the letterer.
Yeah, it says Sinnott and Dick Ayers lettering.
Dick Ayers lettering.
Dick Ayers.
Yeah, I don't know if that's actually.
I don't think
true
Dick Ayers would. No, I can't. I don't know, but I doubt that.
If it were word balloon, I'd be able to tell you because Ayers did do a lot of his own lettering at one point in time.
I can do this here. I can do this.
I just can't imagine that Dick Ayers would be lettering that when it was just the title.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a reproduction. I think.
It could be the reproduction of the signatures, or it could be just it happened to be Dick Ayers signed it by where it said lettering or something.
I think what's probably happened there is that Dick Ayers has lettered that reproduction, and Joe Sinnott has inked it.
Yeah.
But on the original one,
right.
I would imagine it was Simek or Rosen that has lettered it. But anyway, we can see, like Brian said, we can see his face here, and you can't see him so much, can you?
Yeah.
Because what I see there immediately is Sue, Ben, and the torch.
Especially the torch. There'd be a big slab of red sitting right there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Probably detract from everything. Yeah.
But if I'd have drawn that, I'd have been happy with it.
Oh, yeah. It's a great illustration.
I'd have been saying, what are you talking about?
Yep.
But the published one is far superior.
Mm.
And like we said, you can see why it was changed.
You have that menace also build up.
Plus we see his back. We don't know what he looks like.
Right.
You know, we've seen the other guys for 60 issues, so we don't need to see them so much. Look at that montage thing. Look at that collage.
Yeah. Crazy.
Again, I've seen the artwork for that. It's just obviously the machinery down the side and the bottom and the figures and the word balloons, and it's just blank. And then there's another 2 sheets with the collage on. Just amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I could see Kirby taking all day to cut all that stuff out of various magazines and now some kid with Photoshop could do it in 10 minutes. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Kirby's cutting that out with scissors when he's having his dinner at the dinner table, and Ross giving him stick.
yeah.
Eat your food, Kirby. It's great, isn't it? I mean, imagine though if all those planets and planetoids were that close, there'd be chaos from that.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, yeah. This is why you can't think too much about real life science when you read these things.
That's
Oh
right.
no,
Yeah.
no, not at all. Just
I always
right
remember
there.
in the essentials that covered this issue, that page is the second page of the second spread of that is turned over the page, so it loses the impact.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Because I remember this would be page 2 and 3, wouldn't it?
yeah.
that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
So anyway, it's just amazing, isn't it? But
It's
the way
beautiful.
Reed's moving, he's really moving, isn't he, at the top there, really flying along.
That is wonderful.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I'd bet that Kirby spent more time cutting and sticking that collage together than he would have done if he'd have drawn it.
oh probably yeah.
Yeah.
It's more fun though,
That definitely tracks.
cutting and pasting.
Yeah, and yeah, he's got some of his creativity out that he wouldn't normally got out otherwise. Maybe.
Yeah.
A little bit of
Yeah.
white paint here.
Yep.
Yeah. Fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Incredible.
Him.
This is the
Him.
greatest character until they wrecked it and turned him into what's it
Adam
called?
Warlock.
Adam Warlock. I mean, good God.
Well, that's true of so many Marvel characters, in my
Oh.
opinion.
Yeah. What's that on her back? It looks like a little lunch pack.
It is.
Hey, you get hungry in the negative zone.
she's-
Yeah.
Well, she obviously didn't spend her money on a comic, did she?
She didn't have her priorities right.
Yeah. Mind you, she wouldn't have seen it, would she? She would have
That's
seen
true.
it there on the rack. She looks a bit like Tana Nile, doesn't she? I bet that was going on at this time as well, wasn't it?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
The design of her costume and the way I know
Yeah.
Tana's got a big head, but it looks like Tana Nile. But what an
We're one of the
incredible
recorder's hand-me-downs.
yeah, what an incredible concept to send the blind girl who can carve things with that
Mhm.
knife, that hydro knife or whatever it was called, to carve what was in there, because when people went in, they came out crazy.
Yeah.
What a fantastic idea. And it's
Mhm.
about 4 pages long, that bit, now they drag it out for 5 years, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
True.
It'd be a whole at least 6 issues. Yeah.
And on the actual artwork for this issue, it's very interesting because you can see where Stanley changes the story, because on the notes on the side, the scientists are actually good.
Yeah.
But he turns them into world beaters, world conquerors. He changes the whole idea. But look at that. I mean, but to send, I don't want to make this sound bad, and I don't mean it that way. To send a female in there, because I think females are precious, not that they can't do anything. Send the only female on the planet in there, and she does it to go and carve. I just think it's absolutely incredible. It's mind blowing to me.
Yeah.
The concept of that.
Well, maybe that's why Stan turned them from good into bad, because
Maybe,
you can't
yeah.
see a good guy saying, well, who shall we send? I know, let's send in the
the blind
Send the
soul.
blind girl in.
you know?
Yeah. Well, I'm not going in there, but there's a blind girl who just
Hey, wait a minute,
Fabulous.
there's a minefield over there. Hey, Alicia, come here.
They might have said
Yeah.
some fresh sandwiches in there, Alicia. Go and get them.
It's true. Here, we packed you lunch.
Don't spend it on comics.
Yeah. I want some compensation for going in there risking my life. Well, there's a chicken sandwich in it for you.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't trade your peanut butter sandwich for comics, Jimmy.
You put that Action Comics #1 back on the rack.
Now, is this scene? Is they turned the Fantastic car to look like an old vehicle? Is that what the deal is going on there?
Yeah, the verbiage here says it's incredible. They're masters of the most sophisticated science in this segment of the galaxy, and yet they're living through a fad, a craze of imitating everything they've learned about our own gangster era in the 1920s. Evans,
Okay.
Star Trek would come along a little bit later than this, right? There's a little Zeppelin here in the background. And then the conversation continues. Wait till they find out about miniskirts, Reed. Then things will really start swinging around here.
That would be internet porn.
Look at the drawing of that fantastic hat, bottom left. How good is that? Fantastic, isn't it? Wow.
Man, comics used to be so awesome. Yes, they did, Willie. Willie J. Draws. Glad you're here, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. It says airs over Kirby on the monster books and Rawhide Kid is phenomenal. Yes.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah, him is much cooler than Adam Warlock. They did destroy him.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. HR.
I mean, they ruined the Surfer, didn't they, by giving him a girlfriend and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
You know, he's crying all the time, you know. Look at that. Right back at you.
That is gorgeous.
Wow. Look at that.
That's a fight.
Yeah. Another couple of iconic
Galactus is incredible, isn't he?
Yeah.
And like you said, that's the best design, those sort of horn things on that helmet, aren't they? It's just amazing.
Yeah, just crazy stuff.
Doctor Doom with his gun looking like Darth Vader. Must be a coincidence.
Must be.
Another collage there. I love the way Kirby. You know, see the sort of motion line on Thor's hammer. The way it suddenly turns to that angle. He does a lot of that. He does a lot of that with the what's it called? The in the New Gods. Is it the Omega effect or something?
The Omega beams.
Yeah, they sort of whiz about everywhere. They don't go straight. They take four. They're like a cruise missile. They go on a random run so nobody knows where they're going before they hit the target. Going down the street and turning left.
That was one of the things that attracted me to Steve Rude's Nexus in the first appearance.
Yeah.
Remember that, right? You know, where the Nexus throws these bolts and there's somebody in the way or something, and the bolts do like this turn around the guy in the middle to strike the person behind him.
Yeah, he's about to execute. He's about to execute a criminal, and I think the criminal's girlfriend jumps in the way to defend him, and Nexus's beam just goes right around her and hits the guy anyway. Then he turns around and walks away. That's classic stuff.
That is great stuff. And Steve Rude's another guy that understands Kirby.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Look at that.
But I can, even after all this time, I don't think I've looked at it since I read it originally. I can still see the panel in my head.
Yes, same.
Going right around her. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these collages that Kirby does, I just thought of something. I've said to you, on the original artwork, it's just obviously the character and the word balloons, and he puts the collage in. Well, I hope that Joe Sinner and Jack got a full page rate for doing these things.
I'm sure they did. Yeah.
It's not Joe Sinner's fault there's nothing on the page apart from those three characters, is it?
That's true. Of course, Marvel, that's the same company that was it G.I. Joe 22. They weren't going to pay the all silent issue. Yeah. They weren't going to pay Larry Hama for the writing on it because the only writing was basically on the splash page at the end, at the very end of the tale, and they said everything else in between. Well, we shouldn't be paying you anything. You didn't really write anything.
Well, they did that with Steranko, didn't they? With Steranko on that Shield number one, when he climbed up the tower.
Yep.
Wonder if they tried to do that with John Byrne in the Snowblind issue of Alpha Flight.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Doesn't have any art in it, just dialogue boxes for pages.
I'm sure if they did, we'd have heard about it.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
That I like how I like how those collages have like when they. I don't know if you ever remember the old Viewmasters, how they have that 3D look to them when they're like layered like that.
Yeah.
It almost has that effect on the page.
Yeah, it does.
It really does. That's lovely.
Well, hardy, har.
And they've got their lunch boxes as well.
Yeah, also packed.
Well, kudos also to the colorist on that page with the collage. Yeah. Notice how Reed's word balloons are one color, Ben's are another, Johnny's are another. And when you have Ben with that cluster of word balloons above him, then Johnny speaks, then down at the hardy har har, you know, it's very clear aside from the tail on that balloon who is talking. So this colorists don't get enough love.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder whose decision that was. I wonder if he was told. He or she was told.
Yeah. Well, that would lend credence to it being Marie Severin, because I always thought she was a terrific colorist and a thinking colorist as well.
Oh, yeah.
Well, she's an artist, isn't she? She's brilliant. Brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
On that Giant Man. Giant Man. The Man in the Ant Hill.
Ant-Man, Giant Man was never one of my favorite characters. Wasn't something I bothered with, I don't think. But then he went in the Avengers, didn't he?
Yeah.
So I had to put up with him in the Avengers. I like that. Giant Man's in the Avengers, but I like the rest of them.
So his own title, didn't last for very long.
Did he change his name? Did he change his name to Goliath or something?
I think when he came back to Avengers around number 40, I think it was.
Right. I think
40, 42, somewhere in there. Yeah.
Yep. And there was also a different Goliath too.
Right.
That was Clint, the guy who plays Hawkeye, or the character was Hawkeye. Yep. But with Goliath, when he first came back, he tried. He was Giant Man, and then tried reducing himself, and got down about halfway and stuck, if I remember right. That's why he became Goliath.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because he couldn't shrink or grow anymore. He just was like stuck at that one size, but kind of big. But...
It was that way for a year or two. That's when he had the yellow and blue. I'm sure we're going to run into it here.
Yeah.
Pretty quickly.
I do like that they included the Black Goliath, Bill Foster character in the movies.
Yeah.
Kirby showing his animation there with that Ant-Man to go to Giant Man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just love those hands he does with the stubby ends of the fingers, like this green guy on the left here. When the hand's coming towards you. Yeah.
Yeah.
The human top.
Man, the Wonderful Wasp battle. The unbeatable human top.
From a company that gave you Paste Pot Pete.
Yes. And the porcupine.
Yeah.
Who's that guy? There's an Egghead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I always like those old, like that, where on that green monster there, the creature from Cosmos. I always like those old. They always had like crazy names in those old books, like the creature called Gra.
Yeah.
They all look like bad Scrabble hands.
I always think the best one's Fing Fang Foom.
Yeah,
That's
the classic.
Look at that. It's just great, isn't it?
the Ringmaster.
Yep.
Do you know one of the things about this, and it's sort of like you don't consciously do it, but you do suspend your disbelief because these they're bonkers, aren't they? They're
There's a lot of
bonkers,
charm in that too.
But that's what I mean, and it's like, oh yeah, this is great. But when you look at it, it's bonkers, isn't it?
Yeah, but you can see this evolution in almost like the whimsy of the storytelling, from the really bizarre Captain Marvel and even Plastic Man from the 40s and 50s through the Superman and Batman stories that were code approved initially. That was it the Dick Sprang material and the Mort Weisinger material, where you had all this crazy, the circus on Mars and that kind of stuff, and then go through the large monster era, and then back into superheroes, where they were, like you said, you had the Top and Paste Pot Pete and the Ringmaster and the Circus of Crime and that kind of just fun stuff, fun and imaginative, crazy stuff. You don't see that kind of work around anymore.
Yeah, there was some,
at least not in corporate comics.
Back in, what is this, 1964-ish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also noticed that we've noticed this before, but on this for about a year, all the comics had that, the color wasn't right to the line. They had that sort of light on top of the shoulders, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then
Highlight.
they didn't have it, and then for about a year, all the comics had it as if it was somebody else coloring it, and then that person didn't color it anymore, and they went to the line. They didn't do that white light on everything. Don't know whether you've not. When next time you're looking through your old stuff, just check it out.
That's true. That's true.
I just wonder if there was a reason for it, and then they said, "Oh, it doesn't work," because it would be done on a lot of titles immediately, wouldn't it? And then you'd have to see the printed one before you realize. You know what I mean? If you didn't like it,
they might have had too many kids writing and thinking it was a misprint too.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Or a Charlton comic by mistake.
Or I can imagine, it would have played havoc on people that thought they had the register lines right, but then
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But the colors are off. But
I don't know. Yeah, what the hell is wrong with his coloring? Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that gives it a little bit more depth. Actually, like he's going closer to the light source.
Yeah. Fantastic, proud of that, isn't it? When he just grows, brilliant.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Just the use of color here is great.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that poor girl's trapped in that thing with no air.
Yeah.
This is brilliant.
If a bag of holding is to be believed in 5th edition D&D, then she's got about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hulk.
Look at that.
Another iconic cover there.
The strangest man of all time. Is he a man or a monster? Or is he both?
And also when they ran out of green ink, right?
Yeah.
What was kind of what was going on with that?
Oh no, they tried to make him gray right from the very start, but they couldn't hold the tone because of the primitive printing system. So they very quickly turned him green because green was an easy primary color that they could hit with two plates.
And also, he's got that light on his shoulders again.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So you find out who's the colorist.
I think it's either going to be Stan G or Marie Severin.
I think it's Goldberg because I think at the time he was the color director, and I think he did all the covers at that time.
Well, that's Stan Goldberg, isn't it? Stan G.
Yeah, Stan Goldberg. Yeah, who went on to like Millie the Model and Archie.
Yeah.
Inks here, Paul Reinman.
Yeah, Paul Ryman's inking's terrible. I think on this, I don't think it's good at all.
Oh, and I like him because he's very close to Joe Simon. Of course, if you don't like Joe Simon's inks, it's kind of silly. But but I always liked Reinman.
To be fair, I think this was the point when Kirby was drawing everything, so that I think he was probably not getting full pencils.
Yeah.
Oh, no doubt, yeah.
And he was only inking what was there. He wasn't embellishing like Joe Sinnott would.
Right.
Well, yeah. Plus, he was drawing like 80% of the covers at the
Yeah.
time. Plus, I know he was doing Rawhide Kid, which, if you want to see, I picked up an old Rawhide Kid by Lee and Kirby and Ayers a few months ago. You want to see some great storytelling? Grab some of Kirby's westerns.
Yeah.
It's almost cinematic in how he tells the story in there. And I also like this, like the Robert Kanigher 3-panel thing that with the intensity of the shadows there.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
I told you, and you'll have read it in my book, about when I was opening the artwork. There was a lot of kid cult stuff in that, and this was 1988, and Jack hadn't seen it. Nobody'd seen it. It was in the envelope, from the engraver, and I was opening these packages. They were letting me open these packages, and there was a lot of kid cult stuff. No backgrounds on a lot of the pages, but the inking by Dick Ayers was just superb. He really is. I think Dick Ayers is underrated.
Yeah,
I agree.
He is a good inker, but I'm not happy with Paul Ryman. I never was with that.
Yeah. Ryman also inked the first X-Men, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Let me go back up to here. This is, to me, Silver Surfer's coolest superhero, Jaro. Thanks for being here. 100% agree with that. Genuine Comics. Another iconic image.
Yeah.
Looks like it's been recolored, though.
Yeah, that's computer coloring, isn't it?
Yeah, looks like it was Stan Goldberg on that Hulk #1, 1962.
Right. Look at that. There's a rumble at the top there. Look at that.
Yeah.
No, the top where they're all
here.
Yeah, look at, and the coloring as well.
Yeah.
And then, stock poses.
Yeah, and then he just brushes them all off in the next panel.
Shrugs them.
Do you know, I always get, when I see things like that by Kirby, that fight scene where they're all doing that rumble, I think that's what it was like on his street when he was 12, I think that was going on, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe not with the soldiers, but with some other guys,
Yeah.
That background where he throws them off the wrong color, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's another iconic Kirby pose, Hulk pose on that cover where he's holding, is it Rick?
Yeah,
where he's flying through the air. Yeah.
You know where they did that, like how there's like nothing in the background, and then all of a sudden it's like all like one color in the background. Randy, what was you were showing me? Was that a Tarzan book that they used to do that a lot in? Like an old Tarzan book?
They used to use that a lot, all the time, everywhere.
Like everywhere? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See that panel of the Hulk banging on the wall?
Mm-hmm.
When I was at college, we put on a dance, and I did a comic book pamphlet to give out, and I got all that, and he's Rick Jones. He said, "I want to go to the do. I want to go to the dance. Let me out. He used all these Kirby drawings.
Nice.
It was great because people said, "Oh, did you draw that?" And I said, "No," but because I said no, they thought I did. Thought I was being modest. I said, "No, I didn't. That's a comic book." So they kept asking me for days. I said, "Yeah, okay, yeah, I did. Yeah, that was really good." I said, "Yeah, it is good. Yeah."
Great.
That's fantastic, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. Look at that.
Ringmaster.
Look at that little guy there with the yellow t-shirt. Almost.
Yeah.
What's he
Look at
doing?
them boots.
Yeah.
Crazy boots.
Those boots are great, aren't they?
Yeah.
Really nice, really nicely drawn. That jacket and those boots. Look at the guy at the back with the crocodile's got hold of his head, stretched his neck at the top.
Yes.
Look at that. Look at that guy there. That Thor's hammer he's got.
Looks like it.
It does.
Vacuum.
Like
Great
the strong
perspective on
man
that.
coming at him. Yeah.
Great perspective on that.
Hulk takes care of him, though. Wow.
Shooting him out of a cannon, the human cannonball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's been recolored too.
Tyrannus. Beauty and the Beast.
More powerful, more dangerous, more uncontrollable than ever before. Here comes the Hulk. Slay
That's
the
it.
monster in the name of Tyrannus the Mighty.
You know, Joe Sinnott sort of came on the FF of what, issue 44, was it? And then was there pretty much till Jack left, apart from the Giacoya Coletta one.
And even after that, they kept
Yeah.
sending it on for quite a while.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just wonder how many pages Dick Ayers did at Kirby, because he did Kid Colt, like we said. He did this. He did a lot of. He did some Fantastic Four, didn't he? And he also
yeah.
did. He also did Sky Masters.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
wonder what his body of work on Kirby is. I bet there's a lot in there. You know.
Probably is.
He's probably up there with Sinnott and Joe Simon as far as number of Kirby
I would
pages.
think.
I would think.
Yeah,
Good
I would.
point.
I would suspect that as well. Yeah. And there's that light and the light on the top of his shoulders again.
There you go.
When's that from? 63.
Yeah.
And on the cover, you can see where he's holding the hammer. You can see it on the light on his shoulder.
65 here. January
65.
65. Yeah.
Right, so that would be produced in 64, wouldn't it? So,
Yeah.
and on the cover there, you can see on his shoulder, they've got the lighting on his trousers and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. It's classic here.
Yeah. It's fantastic, isn't it? It's brilliant.
So
And the fact that Thor is struggling to get his hammer off him.
Yeah.
It shows you how strong he is. Absolutely brilliant.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, there's that must be the most iconic Hulk. That one, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the pose the model was sold in, isn't it? Remember those models that we used to get? There was a Spider-Man. That's the pose of the Hulk.
The Aurora boxes, yeah.
That's the one, yeah. My brother had the Spider-Man one. He bought the Spider-Man one.
It's where he's sitting on the stair railing or
Yeah.
standing on the stair railing
Yeah.
and shooting the web
Yeah.
again. Yeah.
And that lighting again, as I keep boring everybody with, but it just stands out a lot. I just remember it at the time.
Tales to Astonish.
No,
Here
look
we
at Not All My Power Can Save Me. That doesn't look like the Hulk to me. That's not a Hulk pose. You know, but it just doesn't seem right.
It's our pal Vinny inking this.
Right. Maybe that's got something to do with it.
And this one here, where he's fighting Hercules, that's
Bill
inked
Everett.
by Bill
Bill
Everett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks
And
more
Mike
like
Esposito on the right.
it looks more like Marie Severin, that Bill Everett one to me.
It does to a
Mhm.
lot, yeah. But there's a lot of the inking, especially in the faces and the muscle tone, that really looks like Everett's style from this time period.
Yeah.
That Submariner work that Everett did during this period is just unbelievable.
Yes. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Just crazy style to it. Just great.
Didn't Mike Esposito work on Spider-Man as well?
Yeah. It did scads of pages with Ross Andrew.
Yes.
Yes. Here is Kirby laying out with Scott Edward, and then inked by Mickey DeMeo.
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
No, he used to do a lot. He did what was his name? Esposito, isn't it, Brian?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mickey DeMeo. He did a lot of Spider-Man, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
As Demio or Esposito?
Esposito. This was at
Yeah.
a time when DC and Marvel had like this huge rivalry, and even if the style was obvious, you know, you couldn't be at DC and then go to Marvel and do some work under your real name. Like at Scott Edwards, I think someone can correct me. I think that's Gil Kane doing the pencils over Kirby's layouts. But that's when you had like Adam Austin.
Adam Austin, yeah, Gene Colan.
And you could tell it was Gene Colan.
It says pencils Gil Kane. Pencils Gil Kane. Inks Mike Esposito. Here,
Yeah.
yeah.
Self high five. I didn't see that. But and was it Jack Abel? Gary Michaels, I think, was his name when they were drawing Iron Man together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like nobody could tell. There's us at 12 years old, Brian, and we could tell. And the guy at DC didn't work it out.
yeah. Who would want to leave DC? Yeah, I think Werner Roth also had a pseudonym like Jay Hawk or something like that.
Jay Gavin's.
Jay Gavin, thank you, Glenn. And the guy that did the first Kingdom did a few stories with a pseudonym too. Although Jack Katz, yeah, and he did some pseudonym work too.
Wasn't Jack Katz Gil Kane?
No.
Mm-mm.
I think Gil Kane's real name was Katz.
Right. Okay.
But he changed it legally.
Right.
It's like I can't remember my wife's phone number, but this stuff is like in
total,
right.
Yeah,
better than riches in my brain. So
better than our brain forever. Yeah.
Gil Kane did. Gil Kane was Scott Edward, Gil Stack Till, Penn Star, and Phil Martell. All those were all Gil Kane.
Wow.
There we are.
Nobody knew.
No.
How did he get round getting the check?
Right.
Going to the bank. Well, actually, it's me. Well, it doesn't say you say your name. How do you get around that one?
Especially
he had it signed over to him. Just the accounting office were the only ones that knew. So
yeah. Pay me in cash, Stan.
No, I won't say it.
That's for the after show, Glenn.
Yeah. Look at that fantastic cover by Kirby, and he can't draw Spider-Man, can he? Did Ditko ink that, didn't he?
Sure, you're right.
Yeah. Because I think he saves it. Having seen Jack Spider-Man and Batman later, he just can't draw those characters.
Yeah.
And Ditko's obviously saved that. But it's a great look at the angle of that building, isn't it? Just fantastic.
Look at what they did to Kirby on Jimmy Olsen. They had Kurt Swan go through and redraw all the Superman heads.
Yeah.
I had this.
Look at that.
A real ratted copy of that book for years.
And there's that line again, that light. Look at that drawing there of him walking on the web with it. Is it the Empire State Building in the background?
Yeah.
Fantastic, isn't it? Which is quite amazing because is he going to the back of the building?
Yeah.
It means this is the silly part. It means the Baxter Building is taller than the Empire State Building. I know it's in the back. I know it's in the background. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's pretty tall.
Yep, and then Mike Esposito had several pseudonyms too.
Yeah.
Just as a aside for you American guys, is the new World Trade Center tower taller than the Empire State Building?
Yeah,
it's the largest. Is it the tallest building in New York now? Then that the new one.
No, I don't know about the new one.
Is it called the Freedom Tower or something?
Yeah. I don't know if it's as tall as the Empire State Building, but when the World Trade Center was made, it dwarfed the Empire State Building.
Right.
And even those buildings are dwarfed by a couple others around the world, like Dubai. I think. It's like massive.
Yeah, it's a quarter of a mile high. It's half a mile high or something, that thing.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Mad. And you can stand on the top. See the world as you plummet to your doom.
Yeah. Classic Iron Man cover.
That Iron Man costume is going to be the worst design ever, hasn't it? It's terrible.
Well, that's why Ditko comes in after that and does the gold and red costume.
Yeah.
You guys will never. I love having Google in front of me.
Go on. What's it?
You guys will never guess how tall the One World Trade Center is right now.
Go on.
1,776 feet. 1776.
Is that higher than the Empire State Building?
No,
but the number's intentional.
Actually, it is, but the number's intentional because the Declaration of Independence was signed in 19.
Yeah. Yeah, can't you see the engineering
But
meeting when that
it
thing's
is
being
taller
planned?
it is taller than the Empire State Building by like
3
400 feet.
feet.
400 feet
Yeah.
or something like that.
400 feet.
Yeah.
400 feet taller.
Yeah.
Well, can't you imagine the meeting? It's like, well, that's only 1775. Hey, you know, it'd be a cool idea for the centennial.
It's
Probably
it's 1792 feet to the top of the the antenna thing or tower thing or whatever.
Yeah.
When the,
Oh, that's true. That's
tip.
true.
But yeah, 1776 is the height of the building.
Wow.
I'm like, who decided like, oh no, you can't put that on there. That's gonna make it 1777.
They forgot about the subsidence, and it's fallen down 10 feet. Bong,
That's
bong. Boom, bong.
Crash, boom,
He
bong.
got it.
Classic.
Yeah, that's another one of those monsters I was talking about.
Yeah.
The Golden Avenger.
Again,
And
because
shots-
we can't keep that gray tone for very long, so let's make him a primary color. Yellow.
yeah, it lasted like what, a quarter of the way through the next issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember reading that and thinking, they're frightened of me. I know I'll change this to gold. Like some 7 foot tall lumbering guy, all metal, isn't going to frighten you anyway.
Right.
And I'm looking at the top tier of panels on the left there, and thinking again, somebody in Photoshop could do that now. Click, 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 click. Okay, where's my paycheck?
Yeah.
With a touch screen.
Yeah,
Classic suspense. First Black Widow.
Drag drop, drag drop.
Oh no,
Yeah.
second Black Widow. Black Widow strikes again.
because striking the first time just wasn't enough.
No. What a much better design for Iron Man.
Oh yeah.
That's Ditko. Classic stuff.
There we go. Joe Cena ink in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Fantastic.
stuff.
I was glad I got to meet Dick Ayers before he passed away. He's one of the few guys from that era that I actually have gotten to meet.
Yeah.
Cool.
Get more classic stuff. Good thing that ancient writing on the hammer was in English.
That's right. Yeah. It doesn't look like Artie Simex written it, does it at all?
No. So you try to chisel that into the side of the
Yeah.
hammer.
Yeah.
Now the other side would come with a disclaimer.
Yeah.
I like how his belt. Forget the name of the belt, but I like how his belt was like actually kind of cool looking back then. You know,
Yeah.
they've decreased the details significantly since then.
Yeah. The side of his costume being open here. Yeah.
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 A lot of nice touches on this. But again, that all of that whimsy and stuff. I remember reading the early Thor stuff for the first time and just loving them. Just
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
crazy stuff happening.
I've got a
something like that.
say again.
I said it's Megan Yord or something like that. Megan. I don't know.
Bjorn?
Mjolnir?
Maybe. No, the belt.
Oh, right. Yeah, it did have a specific name because wasn't that the thing that gave Thor part of his strength?
Yeah, and it literally in Norse it basically means
Yeah.
belt. But
I can't remember.
but
You're Googling?
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like Megan Yord or Megan Yord, maybe. I don't know.
Might be why it didn't last very long in the comics.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Another
And
iconic.
if you mispronounce it, none of us is going to know it either. So you're now the expert. So
And
Yeah,
then
there you go.
Eon Greeper or Eon Greep, something like that. That's where his gauntlets that he had.
You can imagine the phone. You can imagine the phone call, can't you? Jack, it's Stan. Drop the belt.
Yeah. Then they did
Yeah.
that. They did the gauntlets in the when he was a helicursed.
Yeah, there you go. And cover up the sides while you're at it.
I have a really strong memory of sitting in the laundrette with my mum reading the Thor with Ulick in it.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That was about 1967, I think.
Yeah.
And she said to the lady who ran the laundrette, "Have you seen this that he's reading?" My mother wasn't too impressed with me, full stop. But anyway.
Yeah, it was funny because like all the names of Thor's stuff like were traditionally like they're from like mythology,
Right.
Yeah.
but like his belt was named like Megan Yord or whatever, but it literally means belt, and his gauntlets like literally meant like gloves. You know, like
Yeah.
It does mean
it's
how
Norse for gloves. You know, like
Yeah. And his baloney had a first name. It's OSCAR. So
That too.
but OSCAR in Norse is literally baloney.
Oscar.
Yeah.
Now, that one panel, the Enchantress and the Executioner. Now, Glenn has already said that he didn't care for Paul Reinman. I didn't care for George Rousseau. I liked Rousseau on other artists, including himself, but when he inked Kirby and Kurt Swan, that was a full stop for me.
Yeah.
And especially
Just
after, like in this case, Ayers preceded Bell, and then in Kurt Swan, you had the great George Klein over him.
Wasn't George Bell George Rousseau?
Yes.
Right.
And he was also working for DC mostly on the horror comics or mystery comics at the time, because you couldn't say horror back then.
I wonder if they ever sent the wrong package to the wrong company. I wonder.
Oh, that'd have been fun to watch.
Yeah. What the hell is this? Thor doesn't belong to us. That's the other guy.
Yeah, we're already printed Thor and Tales of the Unexpected, but it looks like the same guy.
Yeah. That would have been funny.
He's not working for us anymore, is he?
I just want to point out the spectacular composition of this panel and how Loki looks like he's reclining and laughing.
Yes.
It's just a great pose here. It's fantastic. Just draped over the chair.
Yeah, that's really good.
Odin's throne. I was
There's a great-
born to possess it. Yeah. Must
I
be
feel
mine
like-
forever. I'll never give it up. Never.
I feel like the
Never gonna let you
Enchantress
down.
Loki thing is something that they kind of missed an opportunity in the MCU stuff.
There's a
Giant-sized
lot of
Loki
there's
thing?
a lot of missed opportunities. No, Enchantress
yeah.
in general would have been a
And
great
just-
character.
yeah. I mean, I think that I almost feel like the female Loki is sort of the Enchantress, but
Mhm.
but either way, still would have been cool if it was Enchantress.
Female Loki. Yeah, well, that about sums it up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, they have a female Loki now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they've had that. Yeah, like that's been a thing off and on here and there.
Yeah.
Loki can do whatever he wants, kind of thing. He's magic.
Yes. Well, now we're starting to see Chick Stone on Kirby, and he's one of my favorite Kirby anchors.
Yeah.
Marvel Super Spectacular. Yeah.
Is that
Oh,
the
great
Journey in the
photo.
Mystery there on the left? Is that Chick Stone?
Yeah.
And Stone also was like on Fantastic Four around this time.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. Yeah, and he was on Captain America as well.
Right.
In fact, I think for a year or so, I think he was Kirby's inker, wasn't he?
I think
Tales
you're
of
right. Yeah.
Suspense. That Tales of Suspense run with that iconic cap coming. I'm sure it's in the book here. busting out
yeah.
of the window. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yes, yes, that's right,
definitely,
yeah.
definitely. And
And
I think
then,
even into the flashback episodes when they were retelling, quote unquote, the 1940s stories.
Yeah. Yeah. Great Avengers shot here. Love that.
That Thor is the banner picture, isn't it? And the little, the banner on the cover later. That
Yeah.
picture of Thor where he's holding his
Yeah,
hammer.
you're right.
Yep. Just like a few pages back, we saw the Iron Man.
Yeah, and
that
that
was used
Hulk,
forever in the
and
box.
that
Right.
Hulk, that iconic Hulk jump with the model, that was in the banner as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where he's jumping to the side. The planes.
The
are-
one where he's the one where he's evading those
yeah,
jets.
that one there. Yeah.
Right here.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I missed that box in the corner.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
a fantastic idea. Are you listening?
Joe
Steve
Jusko
Ditko.
ended up,
Fantastic idea.
Joe Jusko ended up doing a whole series of little posters like that with those boxes.
Those
Only,
were beautiful.
Only a Jusko painting in that same
Yeah.
pose. Just fantastic.
Wow.
Those are wonderful.
Thor battles Hulk.
See, this is this splash page is a typical Kirby kid gang again, where
Yep.
they're arguing in the street. Yay,
Yeah.
Hulk and all this rubbish. But that's that's they all look a bit old to be doing that, don't they? They all look about 20, don't they? They should be a bit younger, I think. But anyway, that's a typical Kirby,
Oh yeah.
Norfolk Street where he used to live, and all that, Yancey Street.
Oh, and you know what? I think we're going to have to call it.
Oh,
How far are we back again next week with this one?
I'm sure we are.
I think we should.
Yep, back again next week, folks. Because I just took a look at the pages that are coming up, and I'm figuring we probably better call it before.
Yeah.
There's another Thor that was in the box a couple times.
yes.
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 That's very
Yeah.
classic.
Lovely.
That lovely cloak, the folds on that cloak.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And we start getting
Yeah.
more Thor stuff. And
Oh, look at this.
Oh, yeah,
That-
yeah.
I'm like,
Very good.
yeah. We'll talk
Very
about
good.
that next
Very
week, I think.
But look,
Yeah.
just before we go, look at the great movement on that panel there with I can't remember her name. Jane Watson, is it?
Jane
Jane
Watson.
Foster.
Jane Foster.
Jane,
yeah.
Jane Foster, yeah, and Thor. Fantastic, that Don Blake.
Well, look
The
at Blake's hair and his necktie.
The gargoyle.
Yeah, yeah.
Great-
Subtle ways
great
of showing
gargoyle.
action. Yeah.
It could, that Don Blake could be Johnny Storm, couldn't it?
Yep.
Or maybe Cap.
Could have been.
Yeah. Yeah.
They had a meme going around with it was Hank Pym, and then it just had his head, but then it said Hank Pym on one thing, and then it said Steve Rogers, Johnny Storm, all these different names,
Yes.
just because it was just a blonde guy,
Right. Yeah.
And it could be Robert Redford could have played that part, couldn't he?
Back in the day, yeah.
Looks like Robert Redford.
Well, I remember reading that George Perez, when he turned pro, one of his little exercises one day was to draw all the Marvel blonde guys and make them look individualistic.
Right.
And of course,
That's a good
George would put 58,000 characters in one panel, wouldn't he?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Not a problem. How many people in this panel? 50. Not a problem. I can get 60 in if you want. No, 50 is enough.
Now we're talking about the pages that like these various people inked. Somebody ought to do like a character count for George Perez.
Oh, yeah.
It'd take you 15 years to add them up, wouldn't it?
Probably.
Yeah, it would. Good luck, whoever wants to take that on. I just
I-
come up with these ideas.
I was just looking at the Dick Ayers, just the Marvel stuff, and he's got like 443 works that he inked, and then like 789 images that he inked,
Uh-huh.
and then like 482 that he penciled, and
Uh-huh.
296 images that he penciled. It's like, holy cow, man! This guy was a machine, like Kirby was, kind of.
They were all machines back
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
They had deadlines that they had to hit, and that's what they did. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess when you're getting 30 cents a page, it pays to put out a lot of them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
How you paid your bills was volume.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And I remember one of the first shows I did with you guys. somebody commented that, well, people now work so much harder than those guys back in the Silver Age.
Yeah.
I'm still fuming about that one.
Yeah, it's funny.
Not in my experience.
Yeah.
People now don't work compared to those guys in the Silver Age.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Oh my God, no! Oh, no way!
Folks, we've been looking at the Marvel legacy of Jack Kirby. We're going to continue this at least one more episode. The rate we're going, it might turn into a 4 or 5 parter, though.
Well, you
Hopefully, I
can't
can make it
complain
back
about
next
that.
time also.
Barely got to Thor. We're about halfway through the book
Oh,
now.
wow. Great.
So,
Brilliant.
We usually do.
lots more greatness to come, folks. We'll be here next Friday to go into more of this. Thor's coming up. I'm sure Captain America's in there right after that, and just so much more to see. So much Kirby greatness. We're glad that you were here to watch it with us. We love showing this stuff off just to remind you how great comics are.
Oh,
So
nice.
if you
It came
enjoy-
with a slipcase.
Yeah, it did. You enjoy comics, you should tell people about it. Talk positively about this industry and this art form. You don't have to enjoy the modern comics, the stuff that's coming out of these corporates now. Just don't forget the magic that was there in your favorite comics. You can go visit your local retailer and take a look at the variety that he's got, especially if he has a lot of back issues. There's a lot of greatness there to be seen, a lot of fun to be had. Again, we appreciate everybody stopping by. Thanks for joining us very much. Brian Germain, tell folks how they can find you.
Right now, you're going to find me most times on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday over on Twitch at Action Surge 5e. That's twitch.tv/Action Surge 5e. And that's where you're going to find me playing D&D or talking about D&D or doing drawings based on D&D stuff. So that's kind of what I do.
There we are. Brian K. Morris, tell folks how they can find you.
Well, mostly at risingtide.pub, also on Amazon. Any decent bookmonger online should be able to hook you up with my work. And also I have a YouTube channel, Brian K. Morris Rising Tide. And we just brought back a clever title pending, where we talk to creatives about the business of creativity. And we've got some cool people we're going to be talking to soon. So check us out there, please. And thank you for having me, Randy. This is fun to come back.
Oh, you are always welcome, Brian.
Thank you, sir.
Whenever you can pop in, even an hour or so into the program, you're always welcome to come in.
Will do. Thank you.
All right.
Don't encourage him.
We've been trying to get Scott Rosema back on here. He usually pops in the last 10 minutes or so of the show.
Well, I don't feel so bad now.
There you
Forgot
are.
about Scott.
I got to have at least a one Brian minimum. That's what,
Yeah, it's a federal quota now. So yeah.
Glenn, tell folks how they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on every Friday and Sunday on this program. And if you Google my name, you'll find lots of things on Amazon and eBay and YouTube and whatever. Just put my name in Google and you'll find what I do.
Keep talking.
And you can also find me on Fund My Comic. I've got the Hatch book on there, and I've got 11 books on Amazon, various subjects, science fiction, JFK assassination, children's books, humor books, all kinds of things. So just check, just put my name in Google and you'll find me.
There we go. And folks, I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can find me over at aerocomics.store. There's a wide variety of comics available over there, like The Fool, which is a superhero title that I created with artwork by Chris Tyson. You can find Paragon over there as well, which is another superhero book with artwork by J.R. Harris, kind of my version of Superman, The Great Twist Ending. You should read it. It's a lot of fun. And there are 2 issues over there right now of Herobot Zero, which is a favorite character of mine. It's a 3-foot-tall giant robot who defends his city from large monsters as long as he can do it on the clock and get paid hazard pay. So go over there and enjoy those. aerocomics.store. We also have a subscription program over there now for as low as $5 a month. you can get a bunch of great Arrow stuff and be first in on all of the Arrow news and the upcoming fun. That includes the announcement for Indie Comics Unlimited newspaper that we're working on, and a lot of other things are coming down the pike. So be on the lookout for that. If you want advanced news, join the site, as Luke has made it become an archer in for Arrow Comics. Every little bit helps us out and helps keep that the sites running. So deeply appreciate you. Anyway, again, folks, thanks a lot for stopping by. We are archived over at the Indie Comics Network YouTube channel, the Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel, the Randy Zim YouTube channel. Wherever you find us, make sure you leave a comment or a like if you can. Let us know if there's any work that you want us to take a look at that we haven't already looked at. I can tell you right now, in the wings, this Sunday, we're going to be looking at the wonderful Nick Cardy, fantastic book on his work. If you don't know who that is, you need to know who that is. So stop by Sunday Funnies, 9 a.m. on Sunday, and take a look at this fantastic work. Nick was known as the cover artist over at DC for a number of years. Beautiful composition sense. Just he's one of those artists that I am in total awe of his work, like Jack Davis, and just did a wide variety of commercial work as well. So we'll look at his career. Fantastic art book that I have of his work. Next week, next Friday, more Jack Kirby. We're going to keep doing Kirby for a little while here. So get ready, strap in. And here we go. New Gods after that. Upcoming on Sunday Funnies, you're going to see Mobius is coming. I want to do a look at Vaughn Baudet just to do it. And
Halo Jones as well.
Halo Jones will be back here as soon as I'm done reading that book. So we'll get that third volume of Halo Jones done. So yeah, folks, there's so much great comics out there. We can't recommend this art form to you enough. This is our life's blood. We look at this stuff because it inspires us and it makes us want to do better work. And we hope you feel the same. And if you do, tell other folks about this program. So there's not enough positivity out there on the web. It's so easy to troll and to talk negatively about stuff. It just brings everybody down. And we need to turn this around and start talking positively about this art form, quite honestly, before it goes away. So it's up to us to maintain this and to keep those fires burning, as opposed to keeping that crab bucket and trying to drag each other down or get into the stupid little schoolyard drama that drives me crazy. So get to work. Have a great weekend, everybody. Any last words from anyone?
No, just keep reading these comics.
Well, I'm working on something too over here too, though. But I don't know what I'm allowed to say about it, so I won't say a whole lot about it. But I think that's going to be an Arrow book too, right?
Absolutely. Well, it'll be an Arrow 3G book. Yeah.
Nice. So.
Can't wait to see that done. That'll be good. We needed to get that done years ago.
I know. Yesterday. Yeah. Yesterday, last 10 years ago.
Sure. Exactly.
So this is the divine intervention. You could become a spiritual guru on your own, but you just have to tie your shoes, and you just have to know how to eat burritos backwards.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
My nightmares made flesh.
Take care, everybody. Have a great weekend. See you on Sunday. See you on the next one. Don't forget to look at Brian's books. I've still got that on my reading table, Brian. It's on my stack.
I got to get that, and I got to get Alice in Chains too. From
there you go. Yeah,
yes, you do.
I got to get Terrors, and I got to get Alice in Chains. So,
yeah. Or in other words, exactly.
That's how I feel.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Take care of everybody. Take care of everybody. Take care of everybody.
Bye.
Take care of everybody.
Bye,
Remember, hating ain't creating. Get out there and get to work. We'll see you soon.
See ya.
Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.
He said, looking for the where is it? Oh, no.
Dump us out. We'll get
rid
of
Here we
that
go.
editing.
Fake freeze frame.
Yeah. It all adds to the transparency. Take care, everybody. We'll see you.
on you, bitch. I love this shit.
What was that? This is not a charade. We need total concentration. Now, once again, this time, with theory.
It means you're a catcher, not a pitcher.
Oh, I hit it.
Holy shit. That is the craziest thing I have ever seen. And I'm Dennis Quaid, and Dennis Quaid has seen some shit.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.